breeze blowing, storm clouds moving in. Whatever's gonna happen, it's about to begin. I remember what the drunk donkey told me when he said, son, don't fear. Mike's where the page life is about to appear. Then he's gonna tell you about the wind and the rain. Gonna tell you which way it's going, and if it's gonna be a hurricane. Don't you worry about the news that they try to hide. Just click on Mike's page, Drunk Donkey Nationwide. Well, there'll always be some haters, but they don't understand that Mike's got a friend and 100,000 more across the land. Well, if you want to know it first and you want to know it right and you want to have time to plan, Drunk Donkey Nation tells your friend Mike, he's your man. Then he's gonna tell you all about the wind and the rain. Gonna tell you if it's gonna be a storm or if it's gonna be a hurricane. Don't you worry about the news others try to hide. Click on Mike's page, Drunk Donkey Nationwide. Yeah, here at Mike's page, Drunk Donkey Nation Pride.
Hi, what's up, everybody? Hey, good evening, good evening. We got the mic a little bit louder, so hope I didn't blare your eardrums out. There I am. I just woke up from a 30-minute nap. I just took one of those 30-minute naps where you wake up and you have no idea where you're at. I was completely passed out. I told Shelly earlier, I'm like, we should go live, I guess, right? She goes, yeah, I probably should. I'm still in hurricane hangover from Laura. Can't we get a break? We deserve a break. Not like a candy bar break, like a hurricane break. We're already in the we're already approaching Sally here. Sally maybe at 11 o'clock tonight. Hey Diane, no I don't. So we're doing a romper room now. This is my romper room where I try to read comments. I got four that pop up at a time. So if I don't get to you, I don't mean to be rude. I just it's hard to see everybody. But we got a lot of new people at the night. We got Whitney who gets all the storms. Whitney Richard is a hurricane magnet. He's a magnet, not a maggot. He's a magnet. Magnet. So yeah, so everything. So here's spaghetti models. These are on weathernerds.org, by the way. These are all your 12Z Euro spaghetti, and if you stop it right here, it's pretty ugly. Actually, it's not ugly. There is some confidence out there. Unfortunately for Bermuda, there's confidence. There's kind of confidence on our new TD19. Big question mark on Invest 95, and our new system, orange guy doesn't look like trouble. So we really are only dealing with something we weren't even talking about 2 days ago. That's how these things are. All of our eyeballs were focused over here, right? We were all over here looking over there, and over here, this little guy popped up. Pulled a fast one on us. So we're gonna do a little quickie, talk about everything. So no stress. Yeah, well, I would stress a little bit with what's cooking here with Tropical Depression 19. Depending on how fast this thing can get going, we could see very high-end tropical storm, even hurricane for the upper Gulf Coast. The NHC noted that they're keeping the early intensity kind of conservative. So I'll show you that. Lots of juice in Florida. So first and foremost, tonight's Tropical Quickie is brought to you by ABC Fine Wine and Spirits. And yes, they are now in the thick of things because they are located in Florida. So if you're going to be indoors this weekend because of the rain, then 100% go to ABC and hang out at home, watch the rain, and try to reason with hurricane season, right? So when we said when the experts said that the season was going to be active, they weren't lying, right? We just crossed the peak of season yesterday, and we are already in the S names likely. So hey, thanks David Jackson, appreciate that, buddy. Stephanie, 3-year-old with a box of crayons. Yeah, that is true. Louisiana, we got this unfortunately heading right towards Louisiana. Some of the latest models are still a little bit more to the east, towards the Florida Panhandle, Mississippi, Alabama. So I'll have to show you all that. So thank you, Kyle. Appreciate that, man. So we only usually do these nights when we have systems. Somebody just picked up their peach. Melissa, we talked about that this morning. Usually we do these in the mornings. Hey, Brian, we're going to get some rain. Let's talk about all that good stuff. Stephanie Stokes, good question. We'll talk about the Gulf temperatures are definitely cooled down with Laura. So here, let me just show you what we got in case you missed out. Here's the main thing we're going to talk about tonight. Tropical Depression 19. This was your 5 o'clock advisory. We'll get a new advisory at 11 p.m. Hurricane Hunter's going tomorrow, twice, I think. So they'll be going in tomorrow. The official center of our system is just off the shore of Miami. Expected to be a depression as it crosses through the state. But tropical storm watches are up for a chunk of Florida. Could strengthen a little bit, maybe by 11 o'clock. We'll see. I don't see any closed circulation. I don't know if the pressure has really dropped enough to warrant. There's John Wayne. What's up, Leonard? I still got my CERT shirt there, Leonard. I should be wearing it today. That would be fitting, right? Orlando could get some rain. Yeah, hopefully didn't have enough time. I see a lot of K references. Katrina. But listen, Katrina was already a hurricane. It had a little bit more structure at this point in the game. So this one does have the chance to strengthen, yes. But it's still disorganized. So doesn't have a really strong core yet, which will slow intensification down a little bit. So that's some good news. All right. So here's your latest cone, but it is going to have 3 days over the Gulf. So as we know, 2 p.m. Saturday, tomorrow it's supposed to clear Naples, and it'll have Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, 3 days here over the water. So we're gonna have to watch it close. 3 days. 3 days is that number that we could see some pretty rapid intensification if it does indeed develop some sort of a core here. So never say never in the tropics, right? So the official first advisory from the NHC has it at 70 miles an hour nearing landfall, and they note that that's conservative. 11 o'clock we'll get a lot more clear discussion. But where does it say that? Let's see. Here it is. The first forecast will stay conservative and only show a peak intensity of 60 knots. But do not be surprised if that is revised upwards on later forecasts. So they're kind of warning everybody, hey, look, there's a possibility this thing could be hurricane. So that's what we got to worry about, right? So, yeah, Sharon, we do. we do have a problem. Janine. Should be there. Just out there. Sometimes you got to refresh Facebook. And we are streaming on YouTube, by the way. So if you ever lose Facebook, you can go to YouTube on Mike's Willer page. And there we are. So hi, YouTubers. All right. So I have all the latest spaghetti models. We just got Tropical Tidbits. Got their new 12Z models up. And or 18Z models. The 00Z should be up now. All right, so here you go. These are brand new, hot off the press. 00 just came out. Tropical Tidbits. They come out around 9 o'clock. So here's your latest spaghetti models. And we're looking at 3 days. 20. So again, I showed this the other night. A lot of people weren't aware of this, but you got timestamps on the models. So 24 hours, 48 hours, and 72 hours. So 1 day, 2 day, 3 day. If you ever want an idea on timestamps. So somebody says I'm on 60 inch. Not good. I did not comb my hair for this. Angel, well, no, but you got to remember, center of the state, you know, we got a pretty disorganized system here. So we're going to have rain. You know, we got a flood watch in Tampa. So that rain's going to pretty much induate. I've been drinking, trust me. I'm waking up. We're going to have rain all with you, the state. You missed the nights I was on at 8. Oh, I'm sorry, Jason. I had to do dinner tonight. I had dinner plans with the family before we even had Tropical Depression 19. So, but anyway, here's the new models. You can see pretty good consistency on a slowdown. All the models, intensity models, you know, we have a couple of them pegging out at 1, not a lot, but we do have the chance of this thing being a little bit more, and I'll show you why. So Stephanie Stokes brought up a good question. Here's a couple good graphics, a couple good news. Because Hurricane Laura was just, you know, a week or so back, the water cooled down a little bit. So there is a good chance that hopefully that would steer or keep away the rapid intensification possibility. That's just one small tidbit. The waters are cooler because of Laura. There's a little tidbit, not sure being discussed a lot, but this is your weekly anomaly chart, and it's showing how the water is a little bit cooler. So that's some good news. You know, still definitely hot enough to strengthen, no doubt, but definitely good to see, you know, the water a little cooler. So what Laura did obviously was we had a little uprising of the Gulf waters. You know, the cooler water from the bottom gets pulled up, and yeah, that's what fueled Laura to strengthen to the last second, and now we're seeing cold water reach the surface. So, you know, that'll, you know, we're not seeing the 90 degrees, 88, 89. It's, you know, it's 5 or 6 degrees, 4 or 5 degrees cooler than normal. So hopefully that'll help slow intensification down a little bit. But so our weather map sites back up. Here's your flood watch. You know, obviously the whole west coast of Florida was under flood watch through the weekend. This is because a couple things. We have two ways of attack. Here's the flood watches up until Sunday evening for the west coast of Florida in yellow. And here's a good look at our system now. Let's take a look at that on Tropical Tidbits. So not extremely organized right now. It's still you know, still bubbling a little bit. The center is somewhere around here, according to the last update, right there. So not impressive yet, which is good news. You know, we don't want to see this thing strengthen. The slower it strengthens means less likelihood of anything too strong. But we do have the warm waters of the Everglades and flat water. So likely we're not going to see any sort of weakening as this thing moves across South Florida through the night. So that's, you know, it's happening in real time, man. It's crazy. The radar right now, We had a big push. I got all the new NHC maps up, by the way. Here's your flood potential map. So as our system comes across the state tomorrow, it's going to stay real close to the coast here. And what this means is we're going to start to see our bands, as our system develops, we're going to see a little bit different system tomorrow. Right now we're just seeing a big sloppy blob, but what we're going to see tomorrow, we're going to see that chance of actual squalls coming in off the Gulf. So I suspect we're going to, in the news, we're going to see more chances of severe weather coming in off of the Gulf tomorrow as our system starts to develop out here. So as our system starts to develop, we're definitely going to see that increase across the west coast of Florida tomorrow and into Sunday of stronger squalls, which can produce water spouts and can produce tornadoes. I don't even think that Storm Prediction Center even shows anything yet. They don't. But this will likely, I would bet money that we would be in a green or even yellow tomorrow down this way. So just pay attention to that. Some of the modeling, let's take a radar real quick. You can definitely see the mid-level spin showing up, starting to get a little tighter, and you could kind of make it out somewhere around here on the last few frames. Maybe might have popped a little bit farther to the south. Purple is the official 5 o'clock track line, but it does appear it might have went a little farther to the south. Not that it matters, but again, all this area right here is flat, and it really won't deter any sort of weakening. So we'll see what that does there. Thanks, Heather. Yeah, I'm just rambling on because, this all happened. Yeah, Sarah, it's dry. No boating day. Holy cow. So I like to boat. We were going to boat Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. I was going to boat today, Friday. And I was looking at the precipitable water map and some of the PWatt numbers, and I'm like, man, the sky is way too juicy, man. And sure enough, about 1, 2 o'clock, man, we just started getting downpours, and that's what we're going to see tomorrow too. Heavy rains are going to be the story. Now, what we could see tomorrow, too many requests. What we could see tomorrow, if this thing starts to strengthen. Let's say this thing starts to strengthen tomorrow. Let's say it becomes a tropical storm down here. Some of this rain will actually maybe not happen as much early on in the day because we might start getting a tighter pulled system. So that's something to think about. We might not have as much widespread rain in central Florida tomorrow. If this thing does tighten up, it'll start pulling in the moisture. So there is a sign of hope, at least for this area. Maybe, hopefully, it's not as bad as it's looking. But we got 80, 90, 100% chance of rain. So likely we're going to see a lot of rain, regardless, tomorrow. And again, you can see this. This is a great map here on the Bay News 9. But this is the precipitable water map. It is thick, extremely juicy atmosphere. And these PWatt values are off the chart. Very moist. There's our word, very moist. So there you go. A lot of rain in the forecast. So the thing that you got to watch for something like this. So we look at a couple things. We look at dry air. There's no dry air. The almost no shear ahead. Here's the water vapor loop. So our other little system that's yellow isn't really going to materialize into much, but it is leaving behind a lot of moisture in the atmosphere. So we're not seeing any dry air. So that's one favorable condition for our system to develop. Another favorable condition is the fact we have almost no shear in the Gulf. Anticyclone developing overhead. Here's the Gulf. If you can't really see it, there's Florida. So we have extremely low shear values in the Gulf. All this right here is low shear. So that's something that they're watching. Shear tendency is going down. A couple factors, we got to watch. So definitely something to keep our eyes on. The only good news at this point is we don't see a lot of vorticity yet. The hurricane hunters are flying out tomorrow. Lower level, yes, it is getting better actually. There it is, yellow. So that has increased since the last time I saw it, and 500 a little bit. So it is getting a little stacked, which is not good. So steering map. Here's your steering map. General flow at the time is got a high pressure coming across. This high pressure is going to slide over a little bit, and it's going to allow more of a northwest motion. So this is why our system in the Gulf right now is steering south, because our high pressure is over it, but this high pressure is sliding this way, and it's going to allow more of a turn tomorrow into Sunday. All right, so there's that. So we got some updated maps. Here's the interesting graph. If you like this one a lot, this is the earliest time you can start to see tropical storm force winds. And look at this, Saturday 8 a.m. tomorrow, we can start to see tropical storm force winds entering west coast of Florida. Saturday 8 p.m. All depending on how close this gets to the coast. Could be a west coast hugger for the west coast of Florida as we go into tomorrow. Let's rewind it a little bit. So there's our winds tomorrow. So the Euro is keeping it undeveloped, but this is showing tomorrow evening. You know, we can see some pretty good winds along the coast as our system tries to pass by. Now this is the Euro. Euro's not doing much with it right now, so Euro's got to catch up. But just showing you the fact tomorrow afternoon, tomorrow evening, you know, our center is going to be located right off the coast here. And we'll start to get these spiraling winds tomorrow. So people are asking what kind of winds to expect. Well, this is tomorrow 7 p.m. Counterclockwise. Everything's counterclockwise. So even tomorrow midday, if our center's right here, you know, we're going to see strong winds coming around. So the East Coast is going to get some winds off the Atlantic to watch. But these models have to catch up. That's one reason I didn't really want to go too live tonight, because the models are having a hard time catching up. Now the NAM's doing a pretty good job showing development. There's the NAM tomorrow. This is 3 a.m. actually going into Sunday morning. But you know, there's a tight little circulation on the NAM. So Sunday morning 6 a.m. makes sense, right? Our low hugs the coast like this, and you know, we're gonna get some West Coast winds. Jonathan, what's that? Make me laugh. I'm just waking up. Well, officially the strength hitting Louisiana, somebody just asked. Officially it's 70 miles an hour. But the NHC is already talking about them being conservative. So that's not a good sign when they're already talking about that. They're already kind of warning everybody that they're starting out conservative. So yeah, definitely buffering. Should be buffering. Hey Sharon, I don't think this system's not going to affect you at all. You really don't have anything to worry about right now. All right, so there's that. All right, so let me show you some high resolution models. Before I forget, I want to talk real quick too, because I know we got some. Then we're going to go right back to this system, I promise. But so, unfortunately for our Bermuda folks, it's looking like a Category 2 hurricane nearing the islands Sunday night into Monday morning. So that's something they really have to watch close. Unfortunately, all the models are taking it very, very close to Bermuda. Most all the models, remember we talked about that shift east a little, or west. This morning it went back east. Well, now it's back west again. So the only good news is a lot of the super duper strong models are maybe just far enough to the west to avoid the big stuff. So that's a little sign of hope. We've had a little track shift again to the west, but the center is way close to Bermuda, and timing would be Sunday. This would be Sunday or Monday morning. This would be 2 p.m. Monday, I believe that's the 14th. Monday. So Sunday night, things start going downhill. Sunday night, this is Monday. So it looks like, early Sunday into Monday, possibly Category 2 hurricane we got to watch for. And that's Category 2 in case you can't figure it out. And then real quick too, our other system, then we'll go back to the most immediate one, I promise. But we've had a lot of talked the last week about Invest 95. Starting to get more consistency on a turn here just north of the islands. So that's good consistency. I'm not 100% sold yet because we're still seeing more west, some ensembles. Not more, but we're seeing more modeling starting to turn. So we're not going to spend too much time on that because it's so far away. Here's the GFS ensembles showing that turn. So good news on Invest 95 so far as the Caribbean goes. But unfortunately, look, here's Bermuda again. So when we say good news here doesn't mean good news here. So not trying to... then we got whining dogs. I have a snoring Julie and a whining dog because one of them wants to jump up there. And one of them's crying. But this is Invest 95. So Invest 95 is this guy right here. We've been watching this one close. Invest 95 right here. Boom. So again, this one, a couple days ago, we had a lot of tracks cutting through here, and it was going all over the internet. But we also had a lot of tracks doing this. And tonight, the last 24 hours, we've had more curving than we've had go west. So that's just something to think about. It's a trend. And this little guy's going to go here. No worries. So we'll get back to 19 here, I promise. But, we'll be live in the morning, too. So we'll be able to talk about it. And I joke every morning when we do this. We usually have one system, maybe two every season at one time to track. Not 4 or 5. So it's like it's crazy, man. It just wears you out. But since we got this map up, Paulette's doing this. We have high pressure building in, right? Check this out. Renee hits this, bounces back. Well, when Renee goes up here and bounces back, it leaves a weakness in low pressure here. So what the models are showing, this is going to respond to that weakness and get pulled northward because of Renee hanging around. That's the bottom line. So Renee, eventually it's going to leave an opening somewhere around here of low pressure, and it's going to keep the high up here. That's why the models are saying we're going to have a turn. So that's as of now. If Renee disappears and dies, high pressure could build back in and we can go west. So, and there are some, before I forget, let me just show you the latest ensembles on that idea. And again, we're not looking at a lot, but we're looking at some. So we go, this is the Euros, here's 10-day, and we are seeing a handful now, not as many, with the majority now doing that. So that's good news. And if we go to look at the GFS ensembles on the same time frame, we've seen a little bit more of the GFS ensembles doing the same thing. So these aren't spaghetti tracks, but you get the idea. A lot of them are curving north of the island. So still a few, but it's probably 1/3 now down here and 2/3 up here now. Like that. So good news for now. We'll see what the morning brings. Hopefully the trend's your friend, and we have majorities sticking up here. All right. So let's go back to all the possibilities on what we're seeing with TD 19. So let's start out with our intensity models because they did very well. Kind of these intensity models are kind of your worst case scenario models, but they did very well with all our systems this year. The H-Wharf and H-Mont, they did extremely well. So I'm not trying to scare anybody, but I want to show what they're showing. But yeah, hey Travis, what's up, buddy? It does look like the storm might have ticked a little farther to the south. The only thing that's really going to do, if our center decides to develop a little bit to the farther south, it's gonna have more time over water, which is going to allow it to strengthen a little bit more. So, all right. So, all right. Here's the H-Wharf. H-Wharf showing 1003 crossing through Florida. This is Tropical Tidbits, by the way. This is our buddy Levi's site right here, Tropical Tidbits. H-Wharf keeps it pretty close to Tampa Bay. This is overnight Saturday. So, Tampa Bay definitely could feel some effects as our system passes by. This is early Sunday morning. Winds are, fairly, 1,002 millibar. Nothing crazy. But this is what we got to worry about. What does it do from here to there? And that's what we always have to worry about. Any system in the Gulf with low shear. So the H-Wharf, 985, 981, 978, 970, 969. So that's a pretty good little deepening run. And this would be overnight Tuesday. This would be early Monday or early Tuesday morning. And that's the tip of Florida right here. So it seems like more models are showing a little bit more to the west. The H-Wharf is a little bit more to the east, but the fact fairly strong. 969. That could be category 2. Could be. All right, so the H-Mon, let's rewind it. H-Mon, the other hurricane model that we use. Now, these are worst case scenarios, but like I said, they've done well this year. Here's the H-Mon coming out of Fort Lauderdale or Fort Myers area. This would be Sunday midnight-ish, popping off the coast, 1,002 millibar, and it makes that trek and strengthens it to 982. So a little weaker than the H-Wharf, still possible hurricane going into more of the panhandle. This is Florida. So there's another model. This would be Tuesday morning. A couple other hurricane models. We got the latest GFS shows a little weaker system. Good news, right? But it's a little bit more towards Louisiana. This is New Orleans. And the latest CMC actually a little weaker too, but actually really weak. The Canadian gone crazy. It doesn't even show anything. So again, like I said, this is so early in the game. These models aren't getting fed really good information right now. So it's very hard to believe any of them except the fact that we see conditions ahead that are favorable for development. And all the things storms need. I mean, even though that water was cooled down, it's plenty hot to support a strengthening hurricane. In fact, we got a graphic here that shows the worst case scenario as far as the current conditions. And according to the current water temperatures, which is kind of hard to see this here. This is where we're looking at, but based on current water temperatures, we can still see support of a Cat 4 or 5. So even though the water's cooled down, it's not maximum wind speed possible with everything else perfect. It's just telling you the atmospheric conditions are possible for pretty much anything. So that's why the NHC is kind of hinting that we could see something more than a 70-mile-an-hour tropical storm. So we're going to have to watch it in real time. But some of the current satellite or weather nerds, here's your overnight satellite. You can start, it doesn't really look any much better than it did earlier this morning, but we're definitely seeing more convective bursts, some more hot towers firing where the main center appears to be setting up. Might be trying to get a little bit farther to the south. Constant, get some lightning going on here. So lightning to sign, this is what these are the areas you want to watch because mid-level and lower level, the mid-level. Let me go back to black and white, but vorticity maps are showing very very well defined low level here. Mid-level is a little bit more to the south east. So if any of these storms, we start to see more convection blowing up to the south, then we could be seeing a different center setting up. But again, it doesn't really matter. I mean, here to here is not going to make much of a difference. The only thing that's going to make a difference is if when it comes across Florida, it's going to have less land to deal with and more time to develop. So again, right now all it is a 35 mile an hour tropical depression. Nothing more than that. We got tropical storm watches up along South Florida here, but who knows? 11 o'clock, maybe we'll get some warnings up. Who knows? It only needs to go up a couple miles an hour, and we can see tropical storm warnings up. So that'll be that next advisory, 11 o'clock. We'll see what they say as far as that goes. But we could actually have watches and warnings along Florida west coast. Good. Probably too far away yet to have any watches or warnings on the Gulf Coast, because it's still 3 days out. 36 hours. I don't know the whole time thing. They'll always issue watches before warnings, but track like this too. Let's go back to Levi's site. But like, here's the GFS. So, obviously a landfall here is going to be quicker than a landfall here. So this would give it maybe 1+ days more. That's supposed to be a day, but obviously we don't want anything over here because it's getting close to where Laura landed. So we definitely don't want anything over there. We don't want anything anywhere. But so rain maps are slowly catching up. This isn't even showing the Panhandle and Upper Gulf yet. This is on the National Weather Service site. Some of the other rain maps we got starting to really show the possibility of some heavy stuff. I was looking at the Euro earlier, and look at that. So orange is 5, 6, 7, 8 inches. So we're already starting to see it, and we're definitely seeing higher concentration to the east side of our system, right here in the Panhandle. So we can look at some models real quick, depending on the current track. So again, because the Euro is showing a weaker system than the HMON, H4, all this stuff will increase with a stronger system. Because the systems aren't really showing much development right now, we're not seeing the worst case scenarios. As far as rains and winds, that's why the modeling is going to take time to catch up to reality, especially when the hurricane hunters start heading in. We're going to start to see tomorrow, more data come in. But even as it is now with a weak system, the Euro is showing some pretty serious rain totals. Now the Euro always seems like it overdoes the rain sometimes, but as far as of right now, that's some pretty heavy duty rains. This would be through like midweek here. Let's see, Wednesday right here, boom. That's serious. I mean, we're talking 22 inches spots, 22 max. Even with a landfall here, all the east side is usually always, especially a diagonal system. A diagonal system coming up like this, your spiraling rains are going to be hitting on the east side. That's why we're getting those big rains. But that's some pretty big coastal rain values for the European model. So we got to watch for. So they're already creeping up. And another thing too that can validate that is it's going to be a slow mover. We talk about slow movers and fast movers, but this particularly is this pretty slow mover. Sunday to Monday to Tuesday. That's really slow movement if you think about it. 3 day so we got Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. So that's not a lot of movement right here. That's where we got to worry about any sort of intensification, because it's going to have 3 days, 2 p.m. Sunday to Monday to Tuesday. Well, technically it's 2 days, Sunday to Monday, Monday to Tuesday, but still 3 days from down here. So, but slow moving, lots of rain. Steering currents are going to be kind of weak, so we could be looking at a higher rain. This could be, every year we have a system that has a lot of rain, tropical rain. This could be a pretty big rain event if the steering currents are remaining weak like they're showing. So the Euro is going to catch up. And another thing that supports that is, like I keep showing, the precipitable water maps. There's just a lot. I was listening to Dennis' show tonight. He had a National Weather Service guy there, and they were talking about the PWatt values are really thick right now, a lot of inch 2+ inches PWatt values, and that's a lot of moisture. So when you have a lot of moisture in the atmosphere, and it's going to be feeding off of the Gulf, we could be looking at some pretty heavy duty moisture values heading into the to the Gulf. So I was going to show another model here. What was I going to look at? We were going to look at one more thing, then I'll slow down a little bit. Everybody always asks about gust. Let's take a look at the wind gust, maximum wind gust map. I was going to look at the precipitable water map here too. So this is the moisture map, and that is some serious moisture showing up. This is Monday morning. Just a lot of moisture in the air. Lots of moisture. And this is Tuesday. So we know that's going to happen. Lots of rain. All right, max winds on the current Euro, 54 knots. Again, this is based on what the current intensity is, and it's not showing much intensity on the latest Euro. So Euro is not showing much at all. In fact, the Euro right now is only showing, let's take a look real quick. I think the Euro actually showed a little, 1,000 millibar system. It's already, let's see here. So see, it's only showing 1,005 millibar. So when you see 1,005 millibar, and we're looking at winds, and we're looking at waves and whatnot, it's assuming 1,005. Well, it's almost 1,005 now. So all those values, surge values, all increase obviously. So again, like I important thing to note is we're looking at landfall. I think there's where the Euro's thinking. You can scratch intensity off, but as far as like air patterns go and steering patterns, this is where the Euro's kind of thinking as far as landfall at this point. And we just start to look at things like that. There's GFS is a little bit farther to the not much farther, New Orleans area. CMC showing Mississippi Alabama state line. Even the icon is showing what's going on here. Wednesday. Oh, here we go. Mobile area. Navy model showing Mississippi Alabama line. So the track's pretty much on. So intensity is a big question, and that's something we really got to watch close. So like I said, you can read a lot checking into the NHC discussion. The NHC discussion, again, if you're just tuning in, talking about the first forecast, very conservative. Not very, they don't say very, they just say conservative. Right here, conservative. So, and they're showing 70 mile an hour. So we could definitely see hurricane possibility. So what's up, Mary? Yes, Shelly is great. She popped out of nowhere. She's like an angel. Worst weather in Miami? Well, Susan, there's a possibility this thing could, 11 o'clock we could see tropical storm warnings up possibly. If they deem this thing's getting a little stronger, then you could get some tropical storm rain bands through the night, throughout the day tomorrow. Because even tomorrow, if our system is here, we're gonna have spiraling rain bands coming in through the day tomorrow. So through the day tomorrow, South Florida, you're going to get these occasional rain bands. And again, 11 o'clock we're going to see a new advisory, and there is an outside chance we could see maybe warnings put up, tropical storm warnings. If this it only needs to go a couple miles an hour quicker, and they're gonna obviously have. But here's the latest rapid refresh. So here's midnight. So here's midnight. Somebody's asking, whoops, there's midnight. This is 1 o'clock in the morning. So 1 o'clock in the morning, look, these are spiraling rain bands rolling in off of the Atlantic. And throughout the day tomorrow, see, they're starting to come around. This is noon tomorrow. Starting to see, there's our core Spiraling rain bands starting to sell. This is on the HRR. Again, these models aren't really showing reality what we got. They're almost just, they're not being fed with a system that we already have. So they're doing a good job showing what we could see. This is Saturday. This is Saturday tomorrow night. So let's just start from the beginning. So this is okay. So I'll stop every 6 hours. So here's midnight tonight. Midnight tonight. We'll go to 6 in the morning. There's 6 in the morning. Not moving much. Here's noon tomorrow. Starting to get those rain bands inch north. 3 o'clock tomorrow. 6 o'clock tomorrow. And there you go. So slow moving. Core is going to be somewhere right here. This is overnight Sunday, so it's slow mover. So look at Sunday 3 o'clock. So we're going to have a lot of rain. Lots of rain. I think this is way, way conservative right here. I think we're going to see pockets of rain. That's going to be more than that through Sunday morning. So I think that's a little underdone. We'll see. That's the official anyways. So anyway, Jimmy Johnson, where'd that come from? Melissa, when's it come to Pensacola? Well, you'll start to see things go downhill probably more like maybe Sunday. I don't know. Sunday, it'll start inching your way Sunday. Landfall, if we did have a landfall in Pensacola, it would be more Monday night into Tuesday. No surge maps out yet. We do have Sierra map. Let's see what they look like. If it's picked up on anything yet. Oh, it's starting to a little bit. Starting to show some. So again, this is all based on current. Oh, they haven't even updated. That's only 60%. They have to update. Hasn't even updated our new system. So this is way underdone. See, this was only expecting an invest. This isn't showing 70 mile an hour. This isn't showing 70 mile an hour storm yet. So we got to wait for this to get updated with the current track. So I'll link it when it does. But you can see other storm surge maps. Surge potential map is right underneath it. If you click, category 1 surge, category 1. This is depending on where landfall is. We get a category 1 hurricane. These maps are worst case scenario maps, but system that passes here. These are the areas that would be likely to see surge with category 1, depending on landfall. They're very deceiving maps. Very hard to understand because it's all based on track. I mean, just because we have a system here to do that doesn't mean that the Big Bend is going to be underwater. That's only if a system passes here. So it's very, very hard to, and we saw the same thing with Laura. Laura tracked a tick to the east, and some of those big surges that were expected because missed the rivers didn't happen. So the track trajectory is so important on who gets what with the surge. But category 1 definitely not out of possibility. Hurricane Hunter's going in twice tomorrow. We'll see what they say. We'll see if there's any. The pressure's dropping a little bit currently, and just sit back, wait, watch, and see. Right? What's the APM say? Somebody just posted APM. Oh, there you go. APM, Brandon. Thanks, buddy. I didn't even read it. I forget they do have the advisory. The advisory. Oh, there you go. Oof. Look at that. Brandon, you the man. Brandon is the man. He gets the big storm shout out of the day. So we could have hurricane watches issued tonight or on Sunday or Saturday for the upper Gulf Coast. So yeah, stay attention to the all-important 11 o'clock advisory. Again, you know, we have low shear. Let me try cursive. Low shear. We have high P watt. That's precipitable water. We have warm Gulf. Even though it's cooled down, it's still very warm. Warm Gulf. And we have a slow mover. So these are all things in favor of a strengthening system. And we have no dry air. So these are all things systems need to organize. And it has time. Well, slow mover is the same as time. So yeah, something to definitely watch close. You know, this morning we posted, like, oh my God, it had the look. I can't tell you how many times over the years we talk about systems that have the look. Like, I'm not even sure what that means, but they have the look. And this one had the look. So yeah, Sarasota. I said, how many times did I say P-Watt tonight? I don't know. That's like my big word of the day, man. I'm feeling very big wordish. MJO Bradley, yeah, we're still in a suppressed stage, believe it or not. But again, it seems like this time of year, it doesn't seem like it matters. We're actually in a really suppressed stage right now. Look at this. We are right here. It seems like every year the MJO is very important early in the season, but in the middle of the season doesn't seem like it makes a big difference. But if it does make a difference and we're getting all this juice now, wait until the end of September and October, because that's not good. That's good for tropics, bad for not wanting tropics. So anyway, tropical waters. What do you mean tropical waters? Don't know. Atlantic Basin? I don't know. Biloxi, Jared, you're right in the middle, man. You're right in the thick of things. Tampa, 10 a.m. wind speeds. Well, I don't think it's gonna be that much in the morning. Let's see, what would be a good site? See, again, it's hard to, you can't really look at models like the Euro because it's not showing much development early on. But 20, 30 mile an hour gusts for sure. I mean, we're going to see a pretty strong flow of winds coming across the state tomorrow. These model, here, well, we'll just go 10 a.m. I mean, just for fun, but we'll see. Here's your gust map. So there's 26. I mean, this is 10 a.m. tomorrow. We're definitely going to see east to west winds. But it's showing 26, 10 a.m., 32 Lakeland. So, these are gusts. We're going to start to see storm clouds rolling in. About noontime, they'll start picking up. Here's Saturday, 10 a.m. This is an estimate off the Euro, but tomorrow morning our low could be somewhere down here, let's say. But we're going to start to see spiraling rains coming in. Storms will be setting up. So expect some, here's Sunday 1 a.m. with the Euro. This is based on a weak system right now. This is the Euro, but again, heavy storms, overnight hours, just off the coast. A lot of them might be impacting the coast. This is why we have a flood watch up for a large area. This is going into Sunday morning. If this is stronger, then obviously the winds are going to be stronger Sunday. And of course, all this moves up inland. The Euro is showing a weak system, so it's kind of hard to show here. Only showing 1008. This is a rain and storm map. But again, this is Monday 1 p.m. there's our center, and then there's our big storm. So we got nasty weather coming. No ifs, ands, or buts. Heavy rain. You know, we're going to see a lot of rain up through here. Slow moving. Always going to be a chance for tornadoes coming in off of the Gulf. So I would suspect, you know, even down here, we're going to see tomorrow morning, we're going to see storms. So I think they're underdoing the storm threat a little bit on the Storm Prediction Center map. But so PWAT it is, Michael. That's the word of the day. It's easier to spell than precipitable. It's pretty bad when you your spell checker types up precipitable and it's not a real word. Lisa, when's the storm expected to let up? It's not. It's supposed to intensify. We could have hurricane watches tonight. Thanks to Brian letting me know that. Second low pressure in the Gulf isn't doing anything. It's a really weak system right now. So currently right now we have a high now, and our system has nowhere to go, so it's kind of doing that. This high is moving out this way. Then once our high gets over here, you know, steering flow is going to be like that. And then our other system is going to be down here not doing much. Well, you can kind of see it down here. So it's just a weak low. So it's going to be more of a Mexico threat for rain. Nothing. It's only, you know, here you go. 30%, I think. And that makes sense. Like I said, we have a blocking high right now, right above it, and it's got nowhere to go. This high is moving this way and doing that. So anyway, so Teddy, yeah, so we got a race between Sally and Teddy. More than likely it'll be Sally will be this guy, 19. Teddy's at 90% though, or I'm surprised they haven't done anything with this one yet. Soon, 90%. Maybe they'll wait. And it does look scary. It's getting awfully close here. But a lot of the models are showing a turn right before there. Still a big question mark on that one. So, Amanda, wind gusts, rainfall. Hey, listen, it's all through the night, Amanda. Again, this is developing. It's out there. You know, you look at IR right now. It's really blobbing big time. I mean, all this energy right here. Look, I mean, all this is slowly heading this way, and this new setup, this new blob right here, with the lightning, could be indicating, you know, a little center shift south. But you know, it's coming to the Keys tonight, through tomorrow. I mean, it's happening now. Right here, all this is going to start inching its way northwest soon. So if you're living on a sailboat down there or on the water, you need to batten down the hatches. Big time. Because it's coming. So, all right, well, that was an hour. So 11 o'clock advisory. We'll be live in the morning. Promise, 9:19. I'll post a few updates here tonight. I'm not going to speculate too much until the 11 o'clock comes out. I'll let them do the official stuff. So, you know, just be alert, man. West Coast Florida, we got squalls. We got, you know, let's go up here to our new site. We got Zoom Earth maps. Awesome. So in a nutshell, when our system's here through the night and tomorrow, you know, we're going to have stormy weather tomorrow, no doubt. Early morning. Could be some pretty nasty stuff coming in. As our storm moves on, as the day goes on, we're going to start to see these squalls impact the whole West Coast. So that's, you know, these storms are going to develop through the day. And you're going to have to watch. So be some squally weather tomorrow across Florida. Hey, Shelly, yep. And I made a cool little link down. It's way in the bottom, but it's easy to find. Zoom Earth, right here. Zoom Earth. Check it out. It's a cool site. So there's Telford. How's it going, buddy? That's right, Shelly. Thanks for being Coneheads. We appreciate that. Thanks to ABC Fine Wine and Spirits for sponsoring Drunk Donkey. And nope, no puppies tonight. They're sleeping on the kids. It's Sarah likes to sleep on the couch. So before Corona, her drive to get through the work week or school week was she got to sleep on the couch on the weekends. Corona hit, she slept on the couch, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 months. So tonight's her second week back in school, and so she looks forward all week. Sleepy couch. And I'm sure the dogs are over there with her, so I don't want to disrupt the dogs. All right, so I hope some of that made sense. It's a lot. Trust me. You can just listen to everybody, and everybody's saying the same thing. This little guy popped up out of nowhere, just showing you how the tropics can just change in a heartbeat. Models this year have been absolutely terrible. There was no models showing this. There's no models showing half the systems this year that we've been tracking. So, we watch things in real time. And for sure, this thing looked this morning. And with all the variables around it, it's definitely got favorable conditions to work with. And it's getting another big convective burst tonight. So that's what they'll be watching. When you have the centers not completely stacked, then centers can always bounce around a little bit. We see that all the time. But we're getting a big convective burst. So that could be signs that this could really impact the keys through the night and in the morning. If this is where the center's setting up, then they officially had the center somewhere around here, but the mid-level and lower levels were so there's a little blow up here. This is kind of where they got it, the latest advisory somewhere around here, but we're getting a lot more blow up here. So we'll have to see, right? It's watching in real time. We're watching it unfold in front of our eyes, and we'll see what it's got. So all right, sounds good. A stacked Sally could be interesting. We didn't get a stacked Dolly. Dolly didn't make it. She inflated very quick. Dolly did. Lisa, we're going to see 20, 30 mile an hour winds starting tomorrow morning. Gusts. It's going to be a windy day. As the storm passes by, we could see really windy weather for the Florida West Coast, Tampa Bay area. Sunday AM hours. Saturday night into Sunday, we could see some really big winds, especially if this thing hugs the coast. We could see some big winds Saturday night to watch. Tomorrow night. So we got a lot to watch. So good night, all. Walt, appreciate it. Good night, Cindy. And Linda, it does appear to be coming to Louisiana. Crystal, power outage. Kate Coral, current power outages. Well, we know that there's still quite a few folks in Louisiana. We're at least at orange now. That's a good sign. 93,000 still without power in Louisiana. So at least it's under 100. Still, that's a lot of people. 93,000 still without power in Louisiana. All right. So, hey, thank you guys and girls. We'll see you bright and early. And I'll post the 11 o'clock advisory. And it is crazy, Jennifer. But I'm wired now, so... See y'all, and bright and early. Promise I'll be up. I hope. See ya.